So Shaun, last time I spoke to you was Wednesday evening. Spent a couple of days with the youth team. First of all, how did the game go Friday? The game behind closed doors.
Yeah, I mean, since Wednesday we've had a real busy few days. We had a quieter day on Thursday, bearing in mind that we were playing Al Shabab on Friday, and then the game arrived and against a completely different type of opposition that we're ever going to encounter again, probably this season. So the learning blocks that we've been able to implement into the guys have been great, absolutely great. It's been a real worthwhile trip. 2-1, we beat them yesterday, which was fantastic for us because we didn't want to come away and lose.
No.
We want to be. At the end of the season, we was 8 unbeaten, and I said the task was to finish the trip 11 unbeaten,
yep.
And that's what we've managed to do after today's game, which is another real worthwhile exercise, especially after Friday, where I kind of threw a little googly the way of the boys on Friday afternoon, and we had a physical day, and I thought at times today it showed.
Yep.
But when you're putting the boys under stress and fatigue, it activates the mind, and I thought that we really worked that well today.
Yeah, there was loads of positives today, I thought, and maybe if we talk about the game in 2 halves but not 45 minutes, so if we talk about the first 60 to start with and then the team changed, but the first 60, lots of encouraging things.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we were very tired the first 20 minutes. It was a real quick pace by the opposition.
These were good, weren't they?
They were very good, yeah, and fair credit to the style of play that they implement. It causes a lot of problems. Mm-hmm. And we had problems caused on Wednesday against the opposition on Wednesday night, and similar types today but at a faster pace.
Yep.
So what we worked on quite deeply on Thursday and Friday was how do you combat that, and I felt that we really combated it well at times in the first 60. And scored 2 really good goals.
Well,
the goals were fantastic.
Great strike from Maris for the first, but the second one was a real flowing move, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I mean, obviously, people will read who scored the goals, and Berry just drifted into that position again and got his second goal of the tour. But George's was equally a good goal as well, because I think we had 7 or 8 passes that led to the goal. And no, I'm so pleased with the quality of our goals on the trip. Have been second to none. Obviously, you've got gripes. You wouldn't be learning anything if you didn't take any gripes away from home.
Well, hopefully Will's got the goals on the camera, so everyone can enjoy them back home. But they'll certainly enjoy those 2. What did you think of the last half an hour?
Very difficult when you change the whole 11 personnel. But the goal again, we sat deep, very, very deep, and countered them with a great move. And I thought Joe had a lot of time to pick his spot. A lot of centre forwards would probably be in 2 minds, but he had clarity in the way that he finished it, and it was a good finish. So no, it was partly difficult for the last 30 minutes because you're playing a lot of the game without the ball. But I felt as well as the first 60-minute team handled the tactical side of the game, the last 30-minute guys they handled it equally as well.
And it was a fantastic experience for the 2 young boys who have left the youth team tour and come over for today's game, Matty Foy and Jordan Norville-Williams, as well as Harry Darling, who's featured all week.
Well, Harry's actually become part of the group. We forget just how old he is, and he's been a credit. I mentioned yesterday in the press just what a wonderful guy he is, first and foremost. I think it's really impressive that somebody of that age and stature can just walk into a different environment and be there as if he's been there for 1, 2, 3 years. But the 2 boys who came right at the very last minute, only arrived at our dressing room an hour before kick-off. I thought Matty really put in a disciplined performance, and Williams was. I thought it was great because they had a style of play that they tried to cause an overload on the wings, and he handled himself really well.
And finally, just a message for some of the supporters who made the trip over. It's been incredible, a bit humbling really this afternoon, speaking to some of them and some of the tales of the journeys, and 3 guys there who we've just been standing chatting to. A bit of an effort that.
I mean, football fans, they never fail to amaze you, do they? They really don't. I mean, they are the absolute bread and butter of every football club, and we appreciate them dearly. I think when we arrived at the stadium, the bus driver struggled to park the bus. He opened his window, and the first 2 people he spoke to were Cambridge fans. And it's when players see that, Jez. When they see that this shirt's in the crowd and they've followed them, you know, you must always, as a player, you must always play for more than just yourself.
Absolutely, and it's a real indicator, isn't it, of how passionate people are about this football club. Every football club I know has passionate fans, but how it means something to the people who travel so far to watch, and it does make a difference to the players, doesn't it? They understand the responsibility they have wearing the shirt.
Well, as much as it's been a great experience for us as a football club, as a football team and a group of staff and players, it's been a great experience for the 12, 15 people that have turned up this afternoon. I mean, they wouldn't have ever experienced, you know, a pre-season like this in I don't know how many years. So it's they can go home, they can pass on their stories as well, and let's see where we're going to be in 12 months' time. And
finally, on to Newmarket on Tuesday. Big night for them. Fantastic facility that you'll see when you go over that they've just had installed, and we also, you know, we'll speak next week when we're back, Shaun, about the two lads who obviously suffered those terrible injuries in the accident, Joey and Shaun. And Shaun plays for Newmarket, and Joey's played in the past for Newmarket, so it's a little bit, perhaps even more meaning for the team going on Tuesday.
No, I think it's you know, the game itself means a lot, but it's more than a game on Tuesday night. You know, it was, all the boys were took aback by the news. It was a horrible story, real life story that, you know, you forget just how lucky you are.
Yeah.
And no, it's touched us. It's touched us all, and we'll be going there on Tuesday night, and we'll be doing the game in the absolute right and proper way. But there's an added incentive for everybody to turn up on Tuesday night.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks ever so much for all your time, Shaun. It's been a great week. Everybody's enjoyed it. Got loads out of it, and we'll see everyone back in England.
Spot on. Lovely.
Spot on, man.
Cheers.